I mentioned him before. We have him here, Michael Serwa. Who has met Michael before? Who knows him? Who has he annoyed in the past? A few. Okay, good. Because honestly, I really have a love-hate relationship with Michael. When I first met him, I'm not even going to say it. I can't even explain it.
Just say
I had
it.
a meeting with him, and we met at his flat in Mayfair, and I was really excited. I was like, yeah, this awesome guy, you know, he's just the life coach for the elite, and I thought we had a really good meeting. And I remember this. You might not. But I sat down, he made me a cup of tea or something, and then he sat in front of me, but really like this, along the lines of, so you have researched me, right? Why are we here? Why are we having this meeting? And I sat there, I was like, what the hell are you on about, dude? I thought, you know, we're equal, like discovering things and talking, and I got really pissed off. And then he posted some stuff on Facebook that pissed me off even more. So for a year, I was just like, you know what? Do not forever come near me with your attitude. And that's why I put chocolate out as well, in case he offends anyone. You know, I want to be liked, and he might screw this up for me tonight. I don't know. And last, one more thing. There are some nice things I will say soon. Wait for it. And one more thing is last month when I announced at our last event, I said, next month, you know, in May, we're going to have Michael Serwa speak. After the event, I got a message from a friend saying, someone I know came to your event. You have Michael Serwa speak? Like my friend said, she's never ever going to come back to Pony Express. Like, whoa, can of worms. But here's the deal. I don't know if I have toughened up or if Michael has softened since he has his new girlfriend.
Definitely the former.
So okay, apparently it's me, I've toughened up. So let's see. What I really honestly admire about Michael, that since I know him, he has been consistent with his message to either inspire people or annoy people at the same time. He is the same person. He really stands up for what he believes in, and I feel as a speaker, as a person, that's something in life we often need a bit more of. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Michael on for 20 minutes on developing a bit of a not giving a fuck mindset. Michael Serwa!
Thank you for this lovely introduction, Annick. Annick is a great speaker, isn't she? Which is reassuring considering that she runs a public speaking club, right? I wanted to actually, my opening joke, she kind of screwed that for me because my opening joke was based around the guy or the person who said they will never come to Pony Express again because I'm coming to speak. And, I wanted to say that it really concerned me when I heard it, but it's not true because I honestly don't give a fuck. Because it goes even beyond that. It's not just I don't care. I'm happy when I get this kind of feedback, such a strong feedback. You know why? Because I understand now that for every hater or for every person who feels so strongly about you in a negative way, there will be at least one person who feels very strongly about you in a positive way. So especially those of you here, most of you here are business owners. For those of you especially, if you're a business owner, if you run a business of any kind, and if you're trying to please everyone, this is the worst fucking business strategy you can have. If you are a single guy dating women and you're trying to please every single person you go on a date with, this is the worst fucking thing you can do as well. Because nobody wakes up in the morning getting excited about having vanilla ice cream. We love, I don't mind vanilla ice cream. I like vanilla ice cream. But it doesn't generate any emotion, any particular emotion in me when I think about it. So there might be some extreme lovers, enthusiasts of vanilla ice cream here, but most people will feel indifferent about vanilla ice cream. The same for white walls. Did you ever have anyone come into your house and compliment your white walls?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, Alex, for fuck's sake. There's always one person in the audience. And she attends all of my talks, so think about my frustration. Everywhere I go, she's there, you know. So it's your choice at the end of the day, and you know, unless someone is my client or somebody asking me for advice, it's none of my business. I don't go around and say to people, don't be vanilla, don't be a white wall in the house. But I understood early on in my business, I remember I had this realization after maybe running my coaching business for a year and a half. I had this realization, this aha moment, and I called my former client, Oli, who is executive in advertising industry. And I said, Oli, I discovered something. He said, what? I have a problem. Nobody criticizes me. Nobody. At the time, nobody was criticizing me. You would look at my website, and you wouldn't feel any emotions about my website. You wouldn't think I'm an asshole. You wouldn't think I'm a nice guy. You would just think, oh, it's just another life coach, right, with a very generic copy. Which, by the way, at the time was, you know, my copy was a combination of copies of other websites of other coaches. I just took the best pieces, and I don't even feel bad about it. And then I had this realization, and then that led me to developing the style that I'm known for now, this no bullshit style. And ever since, I was looking for every opportunity to, to put myself out there in that unique way. And it's important, obviously, you know, no matter what it is that we do, that, you know, as far as the branding is concerned, the personal branding is concerned, and, you know, the concept of personal branding could be applied to someone who has a job and, for example, puts themselves out there on a dating market as well. So this is not just, what I'm talking about is not just business specific, right, for those of you in jobs, because this will apply to every aspect of your life. Your parents are the only people that you can be totally yourself with without worrying about anything, and they will always love you because parents love us by default, right? They're conditioned to love us. But everybody else, we need to give people a reason to love us. And if you're anything like me, you would rather have people loving you than just, you know, fewer people loving you and being crazy about you than having a whole army of people just liking you. But as I mentioned earlier, there is a trade-off. You can't have people loving you, going nuts for you, and willing to pay you whatever you charge, no matter what business you're in, if you're not willing to accept that equally there will be people who will hate your guts. So I welcome people who hate my guts, because I know, like I said, that for every person who hates my guts, there will be someone who will go, if I have a choice of working with Tony Robbins or you, I'll work with you. Which even for me, on some level, is an insane statement to make. Because I understand the difference in the levels and experience of me and Tony Robbins, right? Using my industry as an example. But I know that not every single one of my clients, but most of my clients, given a choice of working with Tony Robbins or myself, and I'm not talking about those who don't know who Tony Robbins is, I'm talking about those who have the idea of, you know, who's out there. They will choose me. And that's not because I'm trying to be liked by everyone. It's because I'm being myself to the extreme of what myself is. And yes, someone like Anning, she was talking about my Facebook posts. What you can see on my Facebook is the extreme version of me. There's a different side which there's no point, as far as I'm concerned, to talk about too much, because it's just fucking boring. I'm not gonna say things the same way every other coach says them, because there's no gain in it for me. So unless I have something to say that's slightly different, that puts my own twist on something that's already there, then I'm not gonna do it at all. And the price I pay is an occasional person who says, hey, if you have this guy coming to speak at your event, I will never come again. Great. I was bragging, I was telling people, listen, this is what happened. Like, I'm excited. And, you know, a few years ago, I would feel bad about it. So it's not like, you know, from one day to another, I went to sleep like everybody else, because, guys, I was like everybody else. Certainly as a coach, I was like everybody else. So it was a shift that was taking place over the years. I arrived to the point I'm at today within as far as my mindset is concerned, my personal brand is concerned, after years of research and checking websites of other coaches, seeing what's out there, reading books, talking to people, being coached. putting something like that and then seeing what happens. Yeah, and then over time I build that confidence in myself, and then you do something, no matter what it is that you do, if you do it long enough, then people will tell you what Anik said, hey, I might not agree with you a lot, but at least you are consistent with your message. You don't say something, get a negative comment, and then you delete it. Never in my life. The only times I deleted my Facebook posts was when I thought something was funny, and I posted it, and there's like an hour, there's not a single like. Okay, that's, it was funny in my head. It's like when you public speak, you make a joke. I'll never forget, I'm speaking at the event, I make my opening joke, and it was so funny in my head. And everybody just like, I'm like, the first thing I thought, like, look at how arrogant I am. The first thought I had wasn't, oh, that wasn't funny. I thought, do they speak English? Like, do they? Maybe it's my accent, right? So no, it's just, it wasn't funny for them, fuck. So guys, there's a trade-off, but I promise you, it is so worth taking. Find enough courage to experiment, to put something out there, especially if you are a coach. Right? Or especially if you are in a crowded industry of any kind, a fitness trainer, an accountant. There's so many accountants and so many coaches, so many fitness trainers, so many web developers. How can you stand out? Oh, I'm going to make better websites. Oh, I'm going to be a better coach. You can't really be that much better. I'm not that much better than most coaches, the established ones. I'm not that much better, if at all. But because my brand is stronger than most of the brands, I'll get more interest because people will talk about me. And I don't care that much whether they talk in a good way or in a bad way, as long as they talk. I'm an attention whore. I love attention. I love attention, I would rather have people criticizing me than not talking about me at all. And yes, you will get your fingers burned sometimes. And yes, you will say something and then think, fuck. I never forget, I made this post once. It was like my first controversial post on Facebook a few years ago. And I didn't know it was controversial until 2 hours later when I finished with the client. I went on my Facebook. There were like 100 comments. 98% of them were negative. But like really, people calling me names. I experienced so much verbal abuse based on that one post that after that I feel like, there's nothing people can say about me on social media that's gonna do anything. Because I've experienced all the abuse one person can experience, I think, in the lifetime on Facebook over that one post. So guys, not giving a fuck, it's not about being careless. And when I say I don't give a fuck, it's not like I don't give a fuck. It's not like I don't want people to like me. I want people to like me, but here's the difference. Wanting is not the same as needing. If you go out there needing the approval of other people, you put yourself in a very vulnerable position. Because no matter what you do, every now and then someone will disapprove of you or the way you do things. So you can't win anyway. Why not? Since you can't win anyway, and when you think about, I'm gonna give you some extreme examples of great people in the history of humankind who were killed in the hands of the enemies. And whatever your religious beliefs are, I think all of you will agree with me that both Jesus and Gandhi were pretty nice human beings. They were pretty decent human beings that they wanted good, right, for other people. They both fucking died in the hands of the enemy, of people who hated them. So I think to myself, if those guys, if Gandhi was killed by someone who hated him, who disliked him so much, they killed him, what chances do I have, Michael Serwa, to be liked by everyone? So I give up this idea from the start. So I want people to like me as a preference. If I had a choice, hey, how would you feel about everybody liking you? Of course. I'm not a sociopath. Of course I want people to like me. But I don't need people to like me. I don't know how I would feel if all of my clients and my girlfriend and my parents and all my friends and everybody I know would say at the same time, hey, we don't like you anymore. I wouldn't probably be as cocky as I am now talking about it because I know that's not going to happen, right? And if one person, one individual, a few individuals even in the same time or the same period of my life will say, hey, it doesn't work for me anymore, then there's so many others that in comparison, it's a very small percentage, right? So I'm talking about not getting out of your way for people to like you, unless you really like someone, you date them. So never a client, but like, I remember like, after chasing my girlfriend for a year and a half to get a first date, it took me 5 months of dating to win her over. And over these 5 months, I've taken her to, I don't even know how many musicals. And I don't like musicals. And I was sitting there, it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. There was no enough beer, there was no enough alcohol at the bar to, but I knew she liked musicals, and I was prepared, it's a silly example maybe, I was prepared to get out of my way to get this girl, right? Especially like if you chase somebody for a year and a half and you have them on a date, you will do fucking anything within reason, right? So apart from romantic partners that you really like, why would you compromise your integrity? Why would you, how are you going to look at yourself in the mirror? That's my problem. Like, people come for a consultation and they ask me like what I can do for them. I will never, I'm confident in my approach and the way I speak to them, but I will never promise them anything that I don't believe I can achieve for them or with them. Because then I have to go home, I have to look at, I work from home. I have to go upstairs at some point and look at the mirror. And if I make a promise that I believe in and it doesn't happen, that's fine. As long as at the point I'm making that promise or making that claim, I believe in it, that's fine, right? You will get it wrong sometimes, no matter what you do and how you do it. Yeah, so having a preference, yes, getting out of your way, compromising yourself, and you're like, who am I? Like, who are you if you don't start with the self-respect, if you don't start with self-love? Who are you at the end of the day? Are you there to please other people? Are you there to serve other people? And this is a coach saying, are you there to serve other people? No, you might be there to serve other people, but first and foremost, you're there to serve yourself. Right? I don't know how it is when you have a child, things change. I don't have children, so that's one thing I can't talk about. What happens with that self-focus when you have children? I've been told it changes, especially for women, right? But I don't have children, so, whether it's a girlfriend I adore or clients which I adore, I'm sorry, not really, but I'm still the most important person in my life. And that puts me in a very strong position. Because no matter what you throw at me, no matter what life throws at me, I'm like, hey, you can call me an idiot, I know I'm not. Because I've done so much work on myself, 11 years of personal development, right? This is not, I read one book and I'm such a smart ass, thanks. This is 11 years of personal development. You can call me anything. You can say, I'm the shittest coach on the planet. I'm sure you will find someone who will tell you that. I'm the shittest coach on the planet. I'm full of shit. I'm the worst boyfriend. I'm the worst guy to date. I'm the worst whatever. But I know I'm not. I might be the worst for some. I appreciate that. But I know I'm not. And when you have that confidence in yourself, then you genuinely, this is not a gimmick, this is not something like, hey, this sounds cool, let me be this I don't give a fuck kind of person. You genuinely become that person. It's like, hey, listen, what you think of me is none of my business. Share your feedback, whatever it is, because that's useful, but hey, you calling me an idiot doesn't make me an idiot. It makes you someone who has the need of calling me an idiot. Right? If I give you something and you don't accept it, it's still mine. So hey, this is for you, but you don't take it, it's still mine. It doesn't belong to you, it belongs to me. If I say you are an idiot, I'm like, no, I'm not. I didn't give you anything, because this whole thing, until you accept it and say, oh, am I? Then it's not yours, it's still mine. It's just my fucking opinion. And everybody has an opinion about everything. And some people change their opinion. My girlfriend hates me 1 minute and fucking loves me 2 hours later. I still can't figure this out. I'm the worst and then I'm the best. So I can't really listen to her. I need to make my own judgment, and I need to judge my performance, not in that sense, everything. I need to judge my performance as a boyfriend according to my own kind of standards, because if I was to ask her all the time, then I would be confused myself. So guys, I strongly encourage you to be yourself. And I know how cliche it sounds, like, personal development, be yourself, be yourself. Oscar Wilde said, be yourself, everybody else has been already taken. It's been around for centuries. But how many of us really leave from that place and wake up every day from that place and go to sleep every day from that place? I make mistakes, I fail, I get rejected most of the time, professionally and personally. Yes, I'm in a relationship, but before my girlfriend said yes, I've dated lots of people and most of them said no, right? All of them said no, that's why I'm with my girlfriend. I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll take this one. It's just... Right? Out of 100 people I meet for consultations, initial consultations, 70 of them would say no. They would say usually, oh, it's too expensive or something like that. But like, I also know that the people who really want to work with me, they always find the money. Especially that I can be flexible and we can find a way to do it. So till this day, most of people, professionally speaking, reject me. But I don't have time to focus my energy on 70 people who say no, because the 30% of people who say, 30 people who say yes need my focus. Right? And I understand I can't please everyone. So I just gave up the idea of trying a long time ago. Right? And what you see is the, you know, the product of 11 years of personal development. And this is not an end product you're looking at, by the way, right? Like I feel like I'm growing at this journey, this personal development journey never ends, right? We know that. So it's not like hey, look at me, I arrived. No, I arrived to this building, that's about it, you know? There's many more levels. I don't know who I'm gonna become like fucking 10 years from now. I'm scared of that. But it's a never-ending journey. So no matter where you are on your journey, keep on pushing, keep on coming to events like that, keep on listening to people like Anik and Elliot, you know, because she had to do it. She had to do it. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap up. Those of you speaking later, if you find yourself sitting there feeling a little bit nervous, how about I tell you I was sitting there going, fuck. I'm speaking, I says, oh, Michael, okay, this is coming. I've done it 250 times on average, right? And I'm a confident guy. And every single fucking time before I'm about to get on a stage, and for the first minute when I'm on the stage, or carpet, depending on the venue, there is a little bit like my heart rate is increased. My palms are sweating a little bit, you know? So for me, the way I look at it is just a sign of being alive. Like, if I find myself going like, I don't care, there's zero nervousness, I will be concerned about my, you know, me being a human. So don't worry about that. Keep pushing through fear, and you know, I will try my best to be gentle for those of you. On those of you, I'll be judging later on. Have a great evening. Thank you.